Okay. So for the continuation of our topic on vector, so we have the resultant of two or more concurrent coplanar forces. Okay, so again, there is uh, two way on how we can solve the resultant force of a concurrent forces. So first is we have here the graphical method in which we will have to draw manually the forces. Okay, so based on scale, and then the other one is the analytical method in which we will solve using our solve using long method. Ano? So first, let's try this graphical method. So a graphical method can be done by using the head to tail method. So for from the previous topic, we have to use head to tail method. So this method will require if you want to draw it manually on the paper, so you must be precise. No? So you have to use graphing paper, a ruler, protractor to measure the exact scale and then the exact angle of every vector that you will use. And other one, you can use a uh, AutoCAD software. So, so let's try. So for example, we have here a three vectors. Okay. So we have here a 5 Newton vector 30 degrees from the positive x-axis. So we have 3 Newton 45 degrees from the negative x-axis, and then we have 7 Newton going downward from the negative 60 degrees from the negative x-axis. Okay, so if we draw that, hmm, I don't know. Okay, so if you want to draw, let's say this is our Cartesian plane, ano? I'm using AutoCAD na lang. So, first, let's put this 5 Newton force. So, before you start pala, nakalimutan ko sabihin, you have to scale, ano? So, I'm in millimeter unit. So, my scale would be, for every 1 Newton, that is equivalent to 1,000 millimeters. Okay? So, if I'm going to plot, okay, so you can do this manually, ano? 1 Newton, 1,000 or 1 is, well, naka 1 meters kasi. So, you can do it, let's say, 1 Newton is to 10 millimeters, something like that. So, dito para mas makita na lang, so 1 Newton, so 5 Newton, that is 5 Newton, ano? So, I'm using 5,000 millimeter. Oops, sorry. I forgot to input the angle. So, 5,000 and then 30 degrees angle. Okay. So, input lang natin yung line weight para medyo makapal. Yan. So, kapag ka sinukat nyo siya, let's say, annotate dimension. So, that is equivalent to, yan. So, 5,000 meaning, for every 1 Newton nga, there's 1,000 millimeters. So, this is 5,000 millimeters. So, this is 5 Newton. And then next, we have, let's try this 3 Newton 45 degrees. So, 3 Newton 3,000. The angle. So, mapapansin nyo yung angle ko is sinusukat ko siya from the positive x-axis. So, if 45 degrees siya from the negative x-axis, so I'm putting 180 minus 45, that would be 135 degrees. Ayun. So, let's properties. Mm-hmm. So, this is 3,000 millimeter or 1 Newton equals 1000 millimeter or 3 Newton. And then let's try this one. 7 Newton, that would be 7,000 millimeter. And then yung angle, so kung mapansin nyo yung angle natin as isinusukat ko na naman from the positive x-axis. So kung manggagaling ako dito, so that would become 180 minus 60. So I will set this as 120. Ayan. So, dimension. Ayan. So, ngayon, since na-i-input ko na siya from ayan. So, ngayon, pwede nyo gawin yung head to tail method. For example, so, this 7 Newton, ito yung tail niya. Iko-connect ko siya dito sa head ng ating 5 Newton. Ayun. Okay, and then ito namang 3 Newton, ito yung tail niya. Ito yung tail. Then iko-connect ko siya dito sa head ng ng 7 Newton. And then kapag kinonnect nyo yung tail ng 5 Newton and then yung head ng 3 Newton. So, ibahin natin yung kulay para makita nyo. Yun. Okay, so ayan, naging red siya. So ngayon, bakit natin ginawa yan? Kasi hindi nyo na kailangan mag-solve dito para makuha yung resultant force. So yung red itself, that is the resultant force, ano? So paano ko makukuha yung value ng resultant force? Of course, sukatin nyo lang din. So that would be, ayan. So the value of our resultant force would be 1934.75 millimeters. Okay? So pag kinonvert natin siya sa ilan yan? Kung that would be 1.934 ito. Since 1 Newton is equal to 1000 millimeter, so that would become 1.934 Newton. Okay? So that is the magnitude of the resultant force. So kita nyo, hindi tayo nag-solve dito. And then, direction niya. Ngayon, ang direction niya, let's say we have here the negative x-axis. Ayan, para meron lang tayong pagbasehan. So, pag sinukat nyo siya manually, so angular. Dito na lang natin lagay. That would be 48 degrees from the negative x-axis. Okay? So, again, yung ganitong style kasi, let's say, tingnan nyo, hindi tayo nagsosolve pero nagdodrawing lang tayo. So, meaning, we are using actual method. So, meron itong mga syempre, let's say, lalo na kung saan kayo gumagawa. Sa mano-mano kayo na measurement. So, magkakaroon kayo ng error. Ano? So, let's try to manually solve this para matry natin kung talaga tama ba yung nakuha nating sagot. Okay? So, let's try to solve. Ayan. So, using the previous method, kung naaalala nyo pa yung mga formula natin. So, in order to solve for the resultant force, so that is equivalent to the square root of the summation of all force x squared plus the summation of all force lying on the y squared. Okay? So, how can we solve this one? So, first, we have to solve the summation of forces along x. So, that is equivalent to kailangan yung isolve lahat ng x component bawat isang vector. Okay? So kung tatandaan nyo pa yung previous discussion natin, so this will be, let's say yung ating 5 Newton. So 5 Newton multiply by cosine 50. Okay? So, class, napakaraming paraan, napakaraming method, napakaraming style sa kung paano mag-solve ng vector at saka resultant force. So, if naiintindihan niyo yung principle na to, you may be create your own style. Pero kung medyo hindi niyo pa siya nagigets, just follow my style lang na lang muna, no? So, this time, I'm using, this is positive, ano? Okay, sorry. So, this is positive. Okay, remember from the trigonometry? So, first quadrant natin is positive yung x, positive yung y. So, second quadrant, negative yung x, positive yung y. Sa third quadrant, negative yung x, negative yung y. And then sa fourth quadrant, positive yung x, and then negative yung y. If you want to use this sign convention, so you can use the cosine and then the given angle based on the x-axis every time. Okay, so paano ibig ko sabihin dyan? So we have 5 times cosine 30. Okay, so this time itong 3 Newton, mapapansin nyo nasa negative x-axis siya. So I'm using negative 3 Newton cosine 45. Okay? And then this 7 Newton, this is 7 Newton. Nasa negative third quadrant, nasa negative x na naman siya. So that would be minus na naman. Kasi tandaan nyo to, pinag-usapan natin dito sa summation of f of x is yung puro x lang muna. So ulitin ko. Sa 5 cosine, kaya siya positive kasi nasa positive x-axis siya. And then kaya siya naging minus 3 cosine kasi nasa negative siya. Quadrant 2, negative yung x dito. Sa quadrant 3 naman, minus na naman yung 7 kasi nasa negative din siya. Minus 7 cosine 60. Later ko. Okay, so that would be 5 cosine t minus 3 cosine 45 minus 7 cosine 60. But, sorry, cosine 50 nilagay ko. That would be cosine 30. Okay, nagkamali ako dun. So that would be 5 cosine 30 minus 3 cosine 45 minus 7 cosine 60. That would be negative 1.29. So that summation of fx is equal to negative 1.29 Newton. So for the summation of f of y, so that would be, so if you want to use the same again, so let's say 5, so quadrant 1 yung 5 Newton, that would be positive yung y. So positive 5. So this time you will have to use sine 30. And then this one, paano sa 3 Newton? So quadrant 2, positive yung y, so plus 3 sine 45. Okay? Then for the 7 Newton, negative yung y, so that would be minus 7 sine 60. So summation of f of y is equal to 5 sine 30 plus 3 45 minus 7 sine 60. That would be negative 1.44. So negative 1.44 Newton. Okay? So solving for the resultant force, that would be equal to the square root of summation of f of x squared, that is negative 1.29. Negative 1.29 squared. plus summation of f of y, that would be negative 1.44 squared. So that is equal to square root of 0.29 squared plus 1.44 squared. That would be 1.933. 1.933 Newton. Okay? So ano yung sagot natin kanina? No sa using AutoCAD? We have 1.934. Okay? So, meron lang siyang konting discrepancy. Maybe ito yung tama. Maybe this is the exact value. Or maybe this, itong solve natin. Okay, so kaya lang nagkatalo kasi tayo dito sa may pag-solve natin kanina dahil nag-round up ako dito sa pag-solve ng fx at saka ng fy. Meron na tayong mga may mga nadi-disregard na tayong decimal points diyan. So kaya nagkaroon siya ng discrepancy. Other way, almost the same lang, 1.933 and then dun sa ating graphical is 1.934 Newton. Okay? So I hope na gets niyo yun. And then solving for the angle theta. So the angle theta would be the inverse tangent of summation of forces y, summation of forces x. So that would be, this is absolute value, no? Absolute value yan. So negative 1.44 all over negative 1.29. So that is equal to inverse tangent 1.42. That is 48.14. 48.14 degrees. Okay, so tingnan natin kung kaparehas pa nung angle. Ayun, dito kasi walang decimal yung ano natin yung degree. So 48 degrees. So ngayon, dito sa may graphical method natin, mapapansin nyo, madali natin malolocate yung angle kasi graphical naman ito eh. Okay, ito yung 48 degrees na yun. But what about, let's say hindi kayo hindi kayo gumamit ng graphical. So paano nyo malolocate itong 48 degrees na angle? Okay? So saan ba siya naglalay? So lagi nyo natandaan, let's say this is the Cartesian plane. Again, this is positive, positive. This is negative, positive. This is negative, negative. And then this is positive, negative. So, kung para hindi kayo malito lagi, kung saan nasan itong angle na to, kasi hindi nyo man talaga alam kung nasan yan eh. Unang-una, tingnan nyo na lang itong fx at saka fy. Yung summation of f of x ko, yung sabihin yung resulta ng lahat ng f of x ko, naging negative. So, dalawa na lang yan. Either ito yung negative, quadrant 2 at saka quadrant 3 parehang negative yung x. So, alin lang sa dalawang quadrant na yan, doon nagpunta yung sa resultant natin. And then yung y ko is negative. Negative din. So, meaning, I have x negative, y negative. So, probably yung resultant force ko is dito nagpunta. Ayan. Ito yung resultant force ko. And then, lagi nyo tatandaan, again, yung nasolve natin na resultant na to is lagi based on the x-axis. So, ito yun. 48.14 degrees. Okay? So, I hope na-gets nyo yun kung paano natin na-solve at saka na-graph yung resultant force natin. Okay? So, let's try. By the way pala, napag-usapan namin sa RTY na mali itong nasa module. Hindi niya napansin itong itong sa 3 Newton, mali yata siya ng pagkakalagay. Well, anyway, at least na-solve naman natin. Ayan. So, let's try another example. This time, siguro gawin na lang natin itong analytical method na lang. So, find the resultant of the coplanar concurrent force given the vectors 50 kilonewton, 37 kilo. Okay, so I think may drawing ito. Ayan, ito siguro siya. Okay, so let's try to draw this one. Okay, so let's say we have the Cartesian plane here. Hindi na ako gagamit ng line, masyadong ano yun. Okay, so yung vector Q, that is 80 degrees. Yung vector T, that is 15 degrees. Okay? Yung vector P, that is 45 degrees. And then yung vector F, that is 270 degrees from dito. Pero dito na lang is 90 degrees na lang siya. Ayan. Then ano na nga yung mga value? Lagyan natin yung mga value. So vector F is 50 kilonewton. Vector P is 37 kilonewton. And then vector Q is 22 kilonewton. Vector T is 71 kilonewton. So find the resultant force. Okay, so again, same method. Ulitin ko. Ayoko nang gumamit ng ibang method, ano? Although, again, sabi ko, maraming style. Pero kung wala pa kayo na isip na style, gawin niyo na lang yung ginagawa ko. Okay? So, again, to solve for the resultant force, that is equivalent to the square root of the summation of force along x squared plus the summation of force along y squared. So, solving for the summation of the force along x, that is equivalent to, unahin natin itong force Q. So, positive x-axis, nasa quadrant 1. So, that would be positive 22 cosine 80. Okay? What about 71 ba talaga yun? Mukhang nagkamalit ako. 71 pala talaga. Okay? So, 71 is going negative x-axis. So, we have to use minus 71 cosine 15. Okay? And then, ito na namang vector P. So, going to the left na naman. So, negative x-axis, negative 37 cosine 45. And then, this one, saan ito? Going left, going right. So, hindi natin alam kung saan ito papunta. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, wala siya, going upward and downward, sabihin, zero kasi yan. Pagka ganyan, zero siya. Wala siyang x component. Kasi kung babasin nyo naman, magkakaroon siya ng x component kung, let's say, tulad na to, these are both going up and going right. So, ito kasi pure going down lang. Sabihin, sa y-axis lang siya. So, zero yung x component niya. So, solving for the summation of fx, that is equal to 22 cosine 80 minus 71 cosine 15 minus 37 cosine 45. That is negative 90. Negative 90.92 kilo Newton. So that is the summation of x-axis. And then para sa summation ng ating so that would be, again, dito na naman tayo sa 22. So going up, that would be positive 22. So this time, sine 80. So itong 71, again, is going up then. That would be plus 71 sine 15. And then itong 37 is going down. So that would be minus 37 sine 45. And then itong 50. So that would be minus 50 kilonewton. So you can use ano na lang, sine 90. Pero the same way, 1 lang din naman kasi yun eh. Kasi either way, kahit dito mo siya sukatin, 90 pa rin naman siya. So sine 90. Okay? So the summation of force along y, that would be equal to 22 sine 80 plus 71 sine 15 minus 37 sine 45 minus 50 sine 90. that would be negative 36.12. Negative 36.12 kilo Newton. Okay, so meron na tayong summation of fx, summation of fy. So solving for the resultant, that is equivalent to the square root of summation of fx squared. So that would be negative 90.92 squared. Guys, although kahit i-disregard nyo naman siya kasi squared naman siya, no? Pero sa solution gusto ko, kung negative yan, ilagay nyo yung negative. Although kahit mawawala din naman siya due to pag-square natin, ano? Pag sa solution, huwag nyo i-disregard itong negative sign. Ilagay nyo pa rin siya kahit maka-cancel siya. Okay, kahit mawala rin siya. That would be plus. So, negative din yung y. Negative 36.12 squared. So, solving for the resultant force of the four vectors, that would be the square root of 0.92 squared plus 36.12 squared, that is 97.83. 97.83 kilo Newton. So, ito yung resultant ng apat na vector natin dito sa ating force system. Okay? So, ito ngayon ang ano niyan. Ang pag-solve ng angle theta. So, dito pa lang maano nyo na yan, no? Na parang yung karamihan ng force, nagpupuntahan siya sa gawin ditong kaliwa. And then, dito sa gawing baba. So, kung titingnan mo siya graphically, parang, dito pa lang makikita mo na parang pupunta siya sa sa quadrant 3 kasi puro siya pakaliwa, tatlo yung pakaliwa, and then dalawa tong pababa. Lalo na tong isa direkta pababa pa. So, to check it. So, tingnan niyo tong fx at fy. So, tingnan niyo, they are both negative. So, meaning third quadrant papunta yung resultant force. So, let's solve for the angle theta. So, that is inverse tangent. Absolute value to again, pero pakilagay nyo pa rin yung negative sign. So, y over x. So, summation of fy, 36.12 all over summation of fx, negative 90.92. So, angle theta is equal to inverse tangent 36.12, 90.92, 26.67. 0.67 degrees. So, kung ilalagay nyo yung graph dito, yung resultant dito sa ating force system, so dito saan siya malolocate? So, yung resultant force natin, dito siya malolocate again sa third quadrant. So, this is 97.83 kilonewton. And then, again, lagi base sa x-axis, 26.67. Natataon lang na lagi quadrant 3 kasi. Pero kung yung resultant natin, let's say, napunta siya dito, let's say parehong positive, ano? Napunta siya dito, and then ito yung masasolve yung angle theta. Kung negative naman yung x, positive yung y, dahil sabihin quadrant 2 yun, yung masasolve yung angle theta, dito yun. And then, balik naman, kung positive naman yung x, negative yung y, quadrant 4 naman yun, dito naman yung angle theta na masasolve nyo. Okay, nagkakataon lang kasi sa dalawang example natin, parehong quadrant 3. So, kaya dito lagi napupunta yung angle theta natin. So, I hope naintindihan nyo yun. Okay. So, kung mapapansin nyo, nagkaroon ng describe, naman. Nagkaiba kami ng lagay ni Sir TY, ano? Kasi yung nilagay niya rito sa force P is 37 kilonewton. Pero dito sa solution niya kasi yung force P na gitwin, nagkapalit yung P at saka yung Q niya dito sa P at sa 22 at saka 37, ano? Kaya nagkaroon ng let's say nagkaiba ng ano. Pero this is correct, ano. Kung ito talaga yung value na, kaya lang nagkapalit kasi. Pero mas maganda sundan niyo na lang yung sinolve ko. Okay? Kasi doon ang sinundan ko is etong given talaga. Okay? So dito kasi sa solution ni Sir TY, nagkabaliktad kasi siya. Yung Q niya napunta sa P, then yung P napunta sa Q. Okay? So either way, parehong kung talagang ito yung ano, tama rin naman itong kung paano siya ito again, this is another way on how to solve, no? Nasa sa inyo na lang talaga kung paano yung mas gusto nyong style. Napakaraming yung style ng pag-solve. Okay, so again, explain ko sa inyo bakit ko nasabing marami, ano. Tulad na to. Ito, pwede nyo itong masolve. Let's say itong f of x. Pwede ko yan masolve. Pwede nyo gawin ganito. F of x is equal to, let's say, 22 cosine 80. Yan, the same pa rin. And then ito, pwede kung gusto nyo, hindi nyo consider itong sign convention, hindi nyo consider yung plus minus x dito, para hindi nyo makabasa yung plus minus y dito. Ganito ang style naman doon. Pwede nyo gawin, lagi kayo dito naka-base sa positive x-axis. Okay, so paano yan? Ganito. Let's say, ginawa ko dito, 22 cosine 80. So, sabihin kasi, 80 degrees mula siya dito sa positive x-axis. And then, puro plus lang ako ng plus. Plus, ito naman, 71. 71, cosine cosine, susukatin ko yung angle mula na naman dito. Okay? So, if this is 15, this would be 165. So, cosine, 165. And then, plus lang ulit ako. Kung ayaw nyo, ito again, ulitin ko to. Kung ayaw nyo, malito sa sign convention ng mga quadrant na, ito yung isang style. So, again, plus ulit ako. Ito naman ako sa 37. So, 37, cosine, naman ito? So, dito lang ulit ako magsisimula. So, mula dito, this is 180. So, we have 180 plus 45, that is 225. So, I will use cosine 225. And then, plus lang ulit ako. Ay, kaya lang ito, 0 na pala itong So, by the way, sige, lagay pa rin natin. 50. Baka hindi kayo maniwalang 0. 50. So, again, cosine pa rin. Again, this is another method. Magmula dito sa positive x-axis, sukatin ko siya dito, that would be 270. So, cosine 270. So, solving for the summation of f of x, that would be 22 cosine 80 plus 71 cosine 165 plus 37 cosine 225 plus 50 cosine 270. So, it will be the same, 90.92, negative 90.92. You can get the same value, kahit gawin nyo siya dito sa, let's say, dito naman sa fy, plus lang kayo ng plus. Let's say this is 22 sine 80 plus 71 sine 165 plus ulit 37 sine 225 plus 50 sine 270. So, you will get the same value, So, meron na akong binigay na dalawang sa inyo, dalawang option. First, use the sign convention, and then magagamit nyo itong directly itong mga given angle based on the x-axis. Another option, you can use puro positive, hindi nyo naisipin yung plus minus na yan. Puro positive na lang lahat, plus na lang lahat. Kaya lang, bibilangin nyo yung angle magmula dito sa positive x-axis. Papagana ng bilang ng mga angle. Okay? So, that is the two options, So, again, nasa sa inyo naman yung style. As long as tama yung makuha yung sagot. And of course, makukuha yung sagot kung tama yung ginagawa nyo. Okay? So, again, tama rin naman ito. Nagkaiba kami ni Sir TY kasi nagkapalit siya ng given. Okay, nagkapalit yung P at saka yung Q. Okay, so for our last topic here sa vector, we have the common vector operations. So, we have the vector addition, the vector subtraction, dot product, and the cross product. Okay, so paano ba gumagawa? Madali lang naman ito. So, this would be yung vector addition. Let's say we have vector A. Let's say this is vector B. Okay, so let's say vector addition. So, this would be what? So, this is vector A. This is vector B. This is vector A plus B. Okay, so this is how you solve. Yun lang, parang nag-solve lang kayo ng resultant. Yun lang yung vector addition. Nagets ba? Okay, so parang sinolve nyo lang itong resultant. That is the vector addition. Okay, so for the vector subtraction, okay, so paano naman yung sa vector subtraction? So, ganito lang, let's say, this is vector A. vector B. So let's say vector A minus vector B. Ang sabi dito, vector subtraction is done by adding one vector to the other vector but with a reverse direction. Okay? So meaning, if you add the two vectors, let's say this is vector A, and then this is vector B, then add this one, this is the resultant, kaya lang yung direction nyo is eto. This is vector A minus B. Okay? And then next. Then next we have the dot product. Ano? So we have the dot product. So paano yan? So ito meron na pala example dito. So in order to solve for the dot product, okay, so ito yung nagamit sa pag-calculate ng work. So that would be the absolute value of A multiplied by the absolute value of B multiplied by cosine theta, where theta is the angle between the two vectors. So ito yung example niya. Ayan. Let's say we have vector A and then we have vector B. Vector A is 50 degrees from the positive x-axis, and then vector B is 20 degrees below the positive x-axis. So solving for the dot product, so that would be yung theta is co-combine, yung pagitan nila, that would be 70 degrees. Dot product, that would be A times B, absolute value, that would be cosine theta. So 80 times 50 cosine 70, so 1368.08. That is the dot product of the two vectors. Okay? And then for the cross product naman, ayan. So, yung kanina used for work, so ito naman used for torque and moment. Almost the same. Almost the same yung cross product tsaka dot product. Ang pinagkaiba lang, we're using here sin theta and n. Okay? So, where theta again is the sum of the angle of the two, or the angle between the two vectors, and n is the unit vector perpendicular to both vectors A and B. Okay? So, solving for the cross product would be 80 times 50 sine 70, that would be 3758.77.